What's going on, my beautiful people? So I basically just want to make this video. I want to talk with you about visualization. If you guys have ever done visualization, I really want to know about it. This is something I'm diving into currently. I'm diving into as much as I can. I can't really find too much online about exactly how people do this, but this is going to be visualizing in order to get reps. Visualizing in order to practice whatever you're doing. It could be a sport, it could be public speaking, it could be whatever else you could think of in your mind that you could really be able to see it and have a scene for it in your life. I just want to share my experiences that I've recently gone on with it and kind of talk about how we can all use it together. So for me, in order to practice these videos, a lot of the time I didn't think that I could really use visualization. I thought like, okay, how am I going to use visualization to be able to do that? You know, if I'm playing basketball, I can visualize me doing some moves and some crossovers and shooting the shots and stuff like that. But with videos, I didn't really know if I could really use it. But then I read this book called Inner Excellence. And when I read this book, he really dove into the importance of visualization for anything that you're doing. And he gave like such great examples of it. You could practice just visualizing the good stuff that's happening, but also the bad stuff that can happen. And then also just the high pressure situations, like when you're really feeling a lot of pressure. And that's one of the things that really has helped me, like all these two things combined. But being able to visualize, you know, when I'm making these videos, you know, sometimes in the past I used to get up on here and do these videos and I would get real clammy. I'll get kind of sweaty, not in a bad way, but I think I was just like excited, you know. I was excited and I really wanted to lock in for you guys, give it to the best I can. And that put a lot of like pressure on it. And I don't think it was the worst thing ever, but it kind of made me not be able to fully just relax when I'm up here on my videos. Just be able to breathe nice and do this stuff as best I possibly can. So in the book, he talked about like to be able to visualize that situation. Not only that, but like let's say you're going into, for me, I want to do public speaking. So like let's say I'm on a stage, that's going to be a lot of pressure, man. That's going to be a lot of pressure. But he said like you could practice these high pressure situations and like exaggerate the worst possible situation. Like let's say you're just like not looking good, you're feeling terrible, you're feeling like you feel like there's going to be somebody in the crowd that's going to be hating on you. You got to bring yourself into that situation and be able to visualize it. And then you're going to take the pressure off even in your mind, because your mind cannot tell the difference between what is visualized and what is actually like real life. So let's say you're playing a sport and you want to do really good at the sport. Steph Curry even mentioned before his games, he would sit on the bench and he would just visualize what he wants to happen in the games, like the moves that he wants to do in the games. And it's the crazy thing. Even Michael Phelps does that, man. Michael Phelps literally will imagine every single part of his freaking race. He'll imagine the crowd. He'll imagine the people behind him. He'll imagine the referees. I don't know if they got referees in swimming, but all that stuff, man. You know, like all the little details. And he would practice that over and over. He would practice it even if like something went wrong. If he, let's say his little beanie thing, whatever goes on your head, he can't get it on right. He has to swim like that. He will imagine that so that even if it happens in the actual event, he'll be okay. And bringing the centeredness, bringing the calm to that situation. So if you have a high pressure situation and you want to be able to be calm in that, visualize it and then visualize yourself like even getting to the point where you feel those emotions and they're kind of like getting a little bit high. They're getting a little bit like, oh, you feel a little nervous. And then visualize yourself trying to have peace. Practice your breathing within there. Practice what you can anchor yourself in. For me, I've been anchoring myself in God. I bring God into these situations. And then the next time you go into one of those situations, you're going to be a lot better. Because now, like the other day, I think it was like 2 days ago, I was thinking about my videos, thinking about practicing my videos, and I was like visualizing it in a shower or in the tub, just sitting there visualizing it like, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to do better? And I was able to just see like, okay, this is where I need to fix it. So this is like for taking the pressure off. This is where like I was like getting too much pressure on here and I had to like just kind of take it off. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but like I had to just be able to relax, just be able to fully relax and realize that like these are just videos, man. I'm just having fun up here on these videos. It ain't gotta be nothing super serious. And it's just something that little like that you gotta remind yourself, even though we already know it, we gotta remind ourselves. And I think visualizing gives you the time to practice that you don't really have if you're in the moment like this. So when I did that, I went to go record it literally that same day and I just felt way better, man. I was at my girlfriend's apartment, so I don't know, I could have been super loud. And like that was the pressure situation, man, because I was at my girlfriend's apartment. There's like the walls are super thin and everybody can hear me through there. So I was like, okay, I gotta be able to be relaxed there. And I was able to do that. I had a lot more fun doing it. I had a lot good time because I was able to realize like, bro, like God's got me. Who cares if everybody hears me? It's all right. So something simple like that, man. You might be in a situation like this where you want to visualize something. You don't really have the opportunity to practice it too much maybe. And you want to be able to visualize it to get extra practice reps in. And I really want to put this out here, man, because this basically using visualization to get reps in. If you want to get reps in, Steph Curry uses visualization to be able to get reps in on the outside. He literally was able to get one of his best his best 3-point shooting season right after he got injured, because he was able to visualize during that time that he was not playing. So I just want to make this video to really help you understand that visualization is practice. Visualization is practice. Let me say it again. Visualization is practice. A lot of the times I used to think like it was an actual practice. Like it was kind of just time that was, I don't know, I wasn't really doing anything towards my stuff when I was doing it. But now the more breakthroughs that I've made with it, because that's just one thing, but I've also like been able to practice the videos and see like, okay, I'm not talking to you guys as much. I'm talking more about, I'm not using the word you as much. And that's something else that I realized when I was visualization. I was like, oh, that's a big breakthrough. And it's something I've been doing ever since I had that breakthrough about a week ago. So you can have big breakthroughs in your visualization. And I really want you to know, like, it is super useful. Do it in the night, do it in the morning, and do it at night. And know that it is actual practice towards your craft. Just want to make this video for you guys. Let me know what your experience is with visualization. I hope that you're able to try it out. Let me know what if you do try it out, come back here. Let me know how it goes for you. I love you guys. Hope you have an amazing day, week. Peace.